Our disastrous and expensive healthcare system. The drug houses spend $50 million a day mind programming people and taking drugs. Think about that, folks. $50 million a day. Pharma spends more money in one day promoting drugs than the chiropractic profession probably spent in the last 100 years. Yet, chiropractic has become the largest drugless healthcare profession in the world, practiced in over 100 countries. If drugs are supposed to be so good, why do they have to spend $50 million a day advertising and mind programming people to take these drugs? I see this as an unholy alliance between pharma and the medical practitioners, which needs to be exposed for what it is. Drugs certainly have a place, but they are being overutilized, where drugless treatments are often much better and safer for many ailments. Over 3,000 people die every week from unnecessary iatrogenic medication reactions in America. If we lost a fraction of that amount every week from a terrorist group, the whole country would be up in arms over it. Another 300 people die every week from unnecessary surgery in America. One study showed there were 50 times more disc surgeries being done in the state of Utah per capita than in England. When half of the doctors went on a labor union strike in Los Angeles County in 1976 and only did necessary surgery, the death rate dropped by 153 patients within that 5-week period, according to the Los Angeles County records. This is like a modern-day medical surgical holocaust. We are programmed that we don't have to face pain, adversity, or disappointment, that we just pop a pill to pleasure, escape, and relief. We consume enough prescription drugs in America to put every man, woman, and child under the influence of these drugs for 1 month. Every 14 minutes, someone dies from unnecessary medication reaction. Drugs are like a double-edged sword, which can save lives or they can take lives. Our stomachs were designed for nutrients, not foreign chemicals which can make you sick, if not even kill you. Medical bills are the #1 cause of family bankruptcy in America. Our healthcare system is the #1 most expensive healthcare in the world. See, what you would expect that it would be really great. Yet it ranks number 37 in quality care, with 36 nations having a better quality healthcare system than America. That's disgraceful. Our medical doctors are the 3rd largest cause of death after heart disease and cancer. We are actually killing more people with prescription medications than with traffic accidents, AIDS, breast cancer, diabetes, respiratory diseases, stroke, and guns. How about that, all you anti-gun advocates? We Americans kill more people with medications than with guns. These statistics were published in medical journals. I'm not making them up, they're genuine. 10% of our population are prescription drug addicts. And antibiotic drugs are being overutilized, and this is creating more antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and the bacteria are winning the battle. If you use antibiotic drugs indiscriminately, the bacteria mutate and become more resistant to the antibiotic drugs. And we take a step backwards instead of forwards in our battle with the bacteria. A trustee of the American Medical Association named Dr. Irvin Henderson conducted a clinical outcome study on chiropractic within an Army medical hospital during World War II. Hey, that's 75 years ago, and found that the results of the chiropractic care was very effective. But the AMA scandalously and dishonestly buried that study, and instead of exposing it, disseminated falsehoods about chiropractic. We knew during our trial against the AMA that there was such a study, and so we demanded it be released. But the AMA lawyers initially insisted that the study did not exist. Well, we knew better, and they demanded the study be released, or else we would file a contempt of court citation. It took a threat of a contempt of court citation before the AMA released its study, which revealed a great testimonial to the safety and effectiveness of chiropractic. However, the AMA formed a committee to contain and try to eliminate chiropractic and disseminated dishonest propaganda. Needless to say, the AMA was humiliated in court as being totally devious and dishonest. Well, we won the antitrust lawsuit against the AMA where it was found guilty as charged, but to this day many people still have misconceptions about chiropractic. And so we need to bring the truth out, because many people are suffering and dying needlessly because they don't recognize the great value of chiropractic health care. And we need doctors of chiropractic in every general hospital to act as gatekeepers in the orthopedic and stress and tension-related wards to keep the medics more honest and holistic in their approach. George Washington, the founder of our nation, insisted that we must always put the interests of our nation first, above the party, or we will self-destruct. Well, we can see what's happening today with our country, where our politicians are putting party ahead of country. And this basic principle of putting our country first also should apply to health care, in which we must put the welfare of our patients first above the vested interest of the treatment methods, such as with drugs. Ailments fall under 4 basic categories called structural, chemical, surgical, and psychological, and so we need to use them wisely. If a person has a surgical problem, such as a tumor, generally speaking, the best treatment is obviously surgical. If the problem is psychological, the best approach is usually with psychologists or pastors. If the problem is chemical by nature, such as diabetes, thyroid dysfunction, and such, the best approach is usually chemical. However, when the problem is by nature structural, where you have muscle spasm, pain, nerve root irritation, and restricted motion, then it is generally a structural problem and needs to be treated structurally. This is where the chiropractic profession excels, and there are no iatrogenic reactions with chiropractic adjustments as there are with medications. Taking a pill for a structural pain makes about as much sense as disregarding or smashing the emergency light on the dashboard of your automobile and ignoring the real problem. You might burn out your engine. And so healthcare consumers, beware. You only get one body, and you can't replace it like an automobile. So don't be misled, and use your healthcare options intelligently, whether they be surgical, chemical, psychological, and very importantly, the structural. And forward this message on to everybody you know. They all need to hear this. You might even save someone's life if you do it. Thank you for listening, and I am Dr. Wilk. You can go to my website at www.chetwilk.com for more information.